calling
God damn, dude. Oh.
from an international number +91 +91. I think I'm picking up your call. Who's this? Where you calling from? If you can hear me.
Yes, this is Yash from India again.
Oh, Anyesh from India. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, so, well, you know why I called in. So the last time I called, you mentioned about, well, I mentioned some things and you mentioned some things in return, right?
Yeah?
Yes, I think that's how it went.
That is typically how conversations go.
Yeah, so the point, your point was that the overall, it's not, it's
Wow.
not bad against men, right? That was your point.
I'm sorry.
Overall.
That American society is not structured as in a way that is biased against men. Yes, that was my point.
Yeah, so I disagree with that.
I know.
I would like to mention, yes, I would like to mention another issue. So, I mean, maybe I can convince you that despite the abortion thing,
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead,
maybe
Anya.
overall it is worse.
Go ahead.
So you know about circumcision?
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, so it's genital mutilation, right?
I guess in the technical sense.
Oh no.
So overall, I mean, that does imply, I mean, that's a big deal. So
Does
I mean, overall,
circumcision
does
circumcision make sexual intercourse painful for men after that happens?
It could, especially if it's botched. I mean,
I think that's
not
the
typically,
only
but
issue. I mean,
Then what is the issue?
In the moment when,
Because you know that for female
Well, in the
circumcision, which
moment-
does happen in the world, the clitoris is sometimes chopped off. Sorry to get a little graphic with you, Anyesh. And the women's organs, reproductive, or like, I don't want to get too graphic here, but their pleasure center for sex is removed from their body through surgery, and then sex is incredibly painful. So there is really no analogy between male and female circumcision.
yeah, I mean, you never failed to complain about female genital mutilation in other third world countries. Meanwhile,
no, thank you. Be careful.
your own country has this problem. Well, I mean,
I don't think it's a problem.
the reason this is you don't think circumcision, male genital mutilation is a problem, but female genital mutilation is a problem, correct?
Well, because one of the genital
Oh no. How are they both going to be wrong in this conversation? Principally, mutilating genitals is wrong. I mean, like, we could probably agree female circumcision is generally worse, or female genital mutilation is generally worse than male circumcision. But I mean, they're both wrong, right? They're both principally wrong. How, can two people in a circumcision debate manage to both have the incorrect position? Is that possible?
mutilations causes a lot of pain, and the other one makes it like a tiny bit less pleasurable to have sex, and it doesn't really have an effect on their lives.
Well, I mean, well, first of all, it seems like you're minimizing the issue, and well, it does cause a lot of pain. First of all, in the moment when.
Uh-oh. Who joined?
Your mom? Just kidding. It's not your.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
so,
up?
well, not much. What's up with you?
Just chilling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, circumcision. How do you feel about that, Steve? That was what was on the agenda, right? Circumcision?
Yeah. Probably shouldn't be done, I would say, but...
Mm-hmm. I would agree, but I also think there's a... We're almost in a situation now where, in a perfect world, it shouldn't exist. I agree with that. But we aren't in that world, so it's kind of like an awkward spot to be at now, no?
No, I don't think so.
No? Man, I feel like I'm upset you if I give a take on this as someone who's
Why would you
circumcised.
upset me? I don't care that much.
Okay.
All right, I mean,
so
like,
I think,
I'm not like personally attached to the issue like a lot of people
no,
are.
fair enough. So, okay. So you are not circumcised, I don't believe. I think you've said that on stream, right?
That's correct. I can send you pics.
And
if
I
you
would
want.
assume, yeah. I think we've all seen them at this point. And then also, so I am.
Cool.
My son is circumcised. Yours, I assume, is not. Not that we probably shouldn't go there, but that's fine. But I mean, it's not that act, but it's like, did we inflict it on on our kids? So my view on it is that it's definitely like it's genital mutilation, as they say, right? And I think it shouldn't be there in a perfect world, but we're not in a perfect world, and I think that it's expected. I think among certain classes of people, and it's weird, I think, for some people when they don't see that. I don't know how you're going to react when I say this, but I would say that I think that when I was growing up, which wasn't in a Jewish area or anything like that, it was certainly a white area. It was like 99% white. I'll say that when there was and this was, granted a while ago, so you would, I was on the swim team and...
Oh my God, get to the point. What are we doing, Dane? Holy shit.
If you're uncircumcised, you're kind of seen as like poor and like, maybe white trash.
Wait, where?
By everyone else who was, essentially.
Are you all looking at each other's dicks?
Yeah, like I think that's... Were we looking at each other's dicks? First off, you're trying to say it. Back then that you would have like swim class, like people would we had big showers. It wasn't like it is now with 13 fucking bathrooms that are segregated.
Okay, it might be weird, but in our like grade school and shit, you were never showering in front of each other, but okay.
Okay, is this what we're talking about here? I think like in general...
I've never in my life heard of the association of circumcised as poor. Maybe that's a Jewish thing, or...
No, I just told you I didn't grow up in a Jewish area.
Okay, I've never heard of this in my entire life.
Yeah, but then again, you haven't heard of like the fact that girls don't want to talk to guys that have an Android phone. So I don't know how much of an argument that is. I'm just telling you my experience of what it was is that like if you were an anteater, you were made fun of. This certainly made it to public culture. It's been common on public TV and things like that. There's been jokes about it. I understand. I'm upsetting a lot of people about.
No, there's no upsetting. I'm just so curious because this is the first time I've ever heard this in my entire life. Can you give me like an example? You said it's common on public TV where there's been like a circumcision poor joke made,
or like anti not being circumcised, like not liking that. Like,
well,
one of the most
not
common...
liking it, I can understand.
Sure.
Although I think that's actually not true, but we can get into that later.
I don't know if poor is the right word, but like more so like white trash, I guess would be the example.
Yeah, I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, this is weird to say, but I guess you didn't see a lot of other kids' dicks when you were a kid. I don't know any other way to put it. I was on the swim team, and it was a big open shower, and there was a lot of dicks that were seen by everyone else. So, but I guess that wasn't the case for you. If no one knew that you were uncircumcised, I guess it's not surprising that people wouldn't give you shit for it.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be hard. I think it's fucked up. I think in a better world, no one would be circumcised for men. Because I don't think it's hard to wash your dick. That's not a big deal. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, in my opinion, the stigma was definitely 100% there. I think there's a reason that most porn, the guys are circumcised. Okay? I'm not trolling. I'm not fucking with you. If you've watched porn, you know this. I don't know why chat is being so
most
retarded
guys in
about
porn
that.
are probably circumcised because most guys in the United States are circumcised.
Right. So, well, I mean, I don't know. Sure. But I mean, that's the expectation. And when you get with a guy, I imagine for a woman, it might be the first time, it might be weird or strange. Are you trying to be against the norm doing that?
I'm going to break everybody's brain on this, okay? And most of you might not agree with me. Women don't actually know the difference. I know that's an extreme statement and it sounds wild, and it's something that I never would have expected to be true, but a lot of women have no fucking idea if a guy is cut or not, especially if your foreskin and everything's like working normally. A lot of women just have no fucking idea.
Okay.
So I don't know, like, if you're with a woman and everything is working properly and they see your shit, like, they're just gonna think that you're cut. They're fucking retarded. Women are actually dick retarded, like, unironically. But I mean, like, there could be things if you're If you've got a big foreskin, or if you're like soft and she sees it, it could be weird. But I still don't think that that's like I wouldn't say that's a justification for circumcising your kid.
What percent of Americans are circumcised right now?
What percent of Americans are I want to say, isn't it like 50 or 60% or something?
Let's do a quick Google and find out.
Approximately 60%.
Is that now? What about? I guess what about Hispanic, Black versus white on that?
I have no idea.
Because I don't know
actually.
if there's. Let me see if we can get those. So 90% of non-Hispanic white men are circumcised.
Okay.
So if you're a white guy
Know you.
and you are getting with a woman, that means that you may be and she's been with 10 guys, you're going to be the first one potentially. I mean, I don't know if the statistics work that way. It's not as prevalent. So 75% is non-Hispanic Black, and then 44% in Hispanic. So it would be uncommon for you to do that. Now, I don't want people to think I'm arguing for this. I'm not. In fact, I would argue to make circumcision illegal starting today.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Overcompensating?
But I'm saying it's naive to ignore the fact that if you don't get circumcised and you're a white man, okay,
Okay.
you're gonna be that outlier. You're gonna be the fucking Steven having the fucking green text on a message and be like, I don't get it. Girls love it, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Okay, and I don't give a shit. You fucking go and do your shit in chat. It's just fucking true. I don't care. Like some won't care. Maybe a lot of them don't care. Maybe they won't be able to tell the difference. These are all true things, but it's also, you're the edge case if you're a fucking white man to not get circumcised. 90% of you are, 10% of you aren't. That's fine. And as I said, I think they should ban circumcision. It's not needed. So there you go. That's the argument.
Wow. So brave.
Yeah. Not Bob. You're actually retarded. No, I didn't say that. I said, first off, that the school I went to was 99% white. Okay? And I said that's what the stigma was at the time. Okay? Oh, this fucking one guy emote, bro. It's fucking triggering me so much.
I'm sorry.
You know what it is? And it's like 100 fucking simps out there. It's like, you went against something, oh no, rear Dan L, all this shit. It's just like they're I'm sorry that I went against fucking AOC's point of view, but guess what? We live in the real fucking world, okay? And if you're a white dude and you don't have a cut dick, you're in the fucking minority, okay? And a lot of enlightened woke fucking women might not have seen your dick before. That's all, okay? That's it. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying to wake up, okay? And understand the world that you're in. That's it.
Wow.
And then you, as a parent, can make the decision when you have a kid, and it's like, do you want to get your kid circumcised or not? Do you want him to be amongst the 10 or the 90%? And then you can decide. So that's the problem, is that shouldn't be your decision. It should just be illegal to do. So everyone has to do it. That's why everyone should have a blue check on Twitter, okay? Instead of just the elites getting it. Then it's equal, okay? Because right now, it's like you can get it or not. They just need to mandate it or not, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the fucking Copen chat. Oh, flow through me. Oh, your arguments that will never be heard by anyone.
Are they
Look at the
flowing
blue
through you,
text.
Dan, or are they
Yeah,
crashing
it is.
against
It's
you?
flying by I'm not even reading it right now.
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yes. I love it when people tell me that I'm wrong. It makes me feel enlightened.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Question for you. So in America,
Mhm.
there's 300 something million people or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then those people all have an IQ score.
Okay.
I think most of them are around 100 or something. Like I forget what the average is of
It's like
worst.
101 in America or something, I think. But yeah,
So that's the average score is 101, correct?
I
Like,
think.
so if 150 million people have a score
Just
at 101
kidding.
or less,
It's 97.43. My bad. Okay, go ahead.
so to be clear, so that means like 150 million people have below that number, or at that number, I guess you
Yeah,
would say.
clustered around. Yeah.
Yeah. So would it be wrong to say like that like half of America is below the average intelligence? Because I feel like I said that once. People said, "Not how it works," and I was like, "Wait, that
Well,
it
it's kind of
shouldn't
by
be."
definition
Absolutely.
how average works, right?
Yeah, that's why. Oh, I thought. Yeah, like when you talk to someone, like right now, a lot of the people in chat that are giving me shit, like half of America is actually below average intelligence. Just think about. Imagine waking up and that you are the one that's below average. You are below average intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the bottom half. That's you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I don't know. I was thinking.
Well, but my chat is probably mostly above average, so
Yeah,
wouldn't-
probably.
it wouldn't
It's
apply to
fucking
them.
pissing me off because they all think they're so goddamn fucking smart. But I'm smarter than all of you guys. Okay, so that's where you need to. You're biting off more than you can chew. Everyone who's adding me. IQ test now. First off, the online ones are not valid. You have to get a trained psychologist to
don't
do
you
one.
know one of those?
I do, and I've had one done, and I know my score. Actually, I should publish my thing. I am 1 point after very superior. I think it's 131. Yeah, very superior to everyone in chat. Also, I don't mind saying it. So I did the personality test too, and should I be sharing this? I feel like I shouldn't. That's all right. We're gonna do it. It's the year of trying new things. So on my personality test, it's mostly normal. There's two things that stood out pretty aggressively. One is that I have a very paranoid personality, so that was very, very high. And then the other thing is that I did not have a tendency to give a shit about masculine things. So there's like this score, like, oh, do you like sports? Do you like hunting and whatever else? And I tested very low. I could not give a flying fuck about sports at all, or any of that shit, like fucking flexing to people or any of that stuff. So yeah, there you go. Paranoid and a pussy.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep. I'm a femboy.
You are?
That's
Uh-oh.
what people
Who
are saying
joined?
in chat.
Okay, I'm back to circumcision time.
A baby is getting circumcised, they do not give anesthesia to them. So
Anish, are you circumcised?
they're
Oh, and he makes it personal.
I am from
Oh
India.
no.
I'm not.
I am.
I don't remember.
the pain because
It's hot. I don't know how I do it. I'm in these guys' heads. I'm in their heads. Okay?
I don't remember the pain because I was an infant and I'm 27 years old and I've never had an issue with my penis regarding
So
like
as
being
long as
circumcised.
so as long as a baby does not remember pain, so does that mean the harm is not a big deal? I mean, by that logic, raping a child is
Rape!
not bad.
Any child rape! Based. This guy must be a DGGer.
Either because it's not
No, I
going to
feel like
remember
that's
the
a
pain
different
either.
context. I think it's a pretty remarkably different context.
Is it? Justify it. How?
Well, so do you also think that kicking a baby is not a big deal either because it's not going to
hold on
feel
one
the pain
second.
either, right?
So circumcision is not. Did you know that in the United States circumcision is not required by law?
Okay.
Well, the fact that it is allowed at all is a problem.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, if female genital mutilation was not mandatory but was allowed, it would still be a problem, right?
I guess,
do
but
you mean you
I
guess?
would not
Yeah, so
say that this is
same.
okay. Go on.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it it does cause a lot of pain. I mean, they're skinning alive a child's genitals, and it's not even under anesthesia.
Okay, let's just say, sure, we'll agree on this. Outlaw circumcision in the United States. Now, what is another example of male discrimination in this country?
Well, I mean, the point is that this is a big deal. So, I mean, overall, I think I would disagree on the last the main point you said last time, that well, overall, the women have it worse.
2.5 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
because of circumcision of babies with penises, which they don't really remember, and then in some ways has hygiene benefits, but you know, if you want to make it outlaw, if you don't agree with it, that's okay. What else is another
Just because
example
of-
of male discrimination in this country?
She can I think she's just really scared of like losing a debate. Like you can just say like, yeah, maybe male circumcision shouldn't be a thing, but just because men are circumcised doesn't necessarily mean that they have it like worse in the United States than women, right? There's a whole litany of issues that affect us in our lives. I don't know if circumcision is like like up there, you know?
Well, I mean,
So there-
how much is enough for you?
I would like another example, because there are plenty of medical discrimination
Oh, no.
elements that women literally face as adults, including right now the right to an abortion has been made illegal in this country in many states.
Well, I mean, yeah, you mentioned it earlier, and I'm saying this again, that despite abortion, keeping this circumcision thing in mind, overall, the net is against men. I mean, torturing someone is worse than not getting an abortion, right?
You're calling
Especially a baby.
circumcision torturing the baby?
Do you even? I don't think you're aware what circumcision is.
I'm aware.
I wouldn't call it torture. I think that's a
Yeah,
little
so I
much.
mean, I don't know if I'm.
Wait, hold on
if
one
I
sec,
can
really
say
quick.
what it is.
Circumcision is not mandated in this country.
Yeah, it's not. You don't. It's a.
There's no laws against it, and there's no laws in favor
I've
of it.
already told you.
But there's
I've
laws in
already told you.
favor
I mean, if
of
female
banning
genital,
abortion.
if female genital mutilation was not mandatory, but it was allowed, people were allowed to make a choice. It
Dude,
would
I've
still
already
be a
conceded the
problem,
point
right?
that in a society, like if you want to ban circumcision, I don't really care, because I don't really think it's an issue that has any effect on society. Let's do that. Come up with another example.
I mean, that's all I can think of, and I mean, I don't.
Got
I
it.
don't
All
know
right,
what
have a nice
your-
day. Bye.
Epic.